What's up, folks? Here we are. We finally made it. Had a bit of technical issues on my end. Had to do some restarting of all the stuff and turning it back on, all that good stuff. So we made it. We're here. We're going to give you the PFL 7 breakdown for the playoffs. And in fact, VTech right here. These PFL stream parlays print money, and that is absolutely correct. I don't think we've missed one yet, and we're not going to start tonight. So at the end of the stream, for all of you that are tuning in early, all you good folks, we're going to give you a parlay at the end. It probably won't be a super, high plus money parlay because, well, let's be honest, a lot of these are big favorites, but it's going to be a parlay nonetheless. We've got MMA Clips in the chat. He's always stoked for this stuff. Found out his name's Nick, so good to see you, Nick. So there we go. We are here. We're ready to roll. Oh my goodness. There's a really nasty storm going on outside. So if you see me just like quickly look over to the side, that's because something just flew into the window. Yeah, or the powers. So bear with me. I don't know why this always happens. But we can jump into the first fight. It should be pretty cut and dry. We have Kevin Pease taking on Meck. This is a welterweight bout. Both of these guys, pretty early in their career. Coty, why don't you kick it off if you have anything on this match? I know there's not a ton of tape to do on these guys, but and it's low-level tape from what it is. But what do you think on this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's two wrestlers. I know that they're definitely giving Meck to Peace to for Kevin to win here. There's a reason he's the underdog, but I honestly do think this is kind of dog or pass. I wouldn't be trying to lay this big. What is he like? What is he now? I mean, I'm pretty sure that
minus
line is
-250, minus 400.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think it's dog or pass. Two wrestlers. Meck, he's pretty solid, and I like that Marathon MMA squad. You saw on his loss, dude's gas tank is kind of the issue, at least we've seen. So maybe we see that more, but I don't know if there's one thing that Marathon MMA gym, that strength and conditioning over there, for whatever reason, everybody that comes out of that gym seems to really level up that strength and conditioning.
Yes, they do.
So I'm sure he'll be well equipped. And if so, I think he is kind of a live dog. He's somebody I've been looking at. I don't have any money on him, but it's tempting, honestly, because you can't really find a ton on either guy. But the little bit you can find, both guys seem pretty good. So I think Meck is live, but I mean, I guess the pick is Kevin Peace, but the line's too wide.
I kind of agree. The thing that I was actually thinking about taking the dog shot on Meck, but when I was looking back through P's fights, he has a no contest, and I looked at the no contest further, right? Well, he originally won, but it was overturned due to him, being on the sauce, basically. I'll take the guy on the juice over the guy that's not on the juice. And I don't know that Meck's not on the juice, but I'll take the guy on the juice. You know what I mean? Dude's only 5-0 in his career. Should be 6-0, but it got overturned. I mean, if you're that early in your career and you're already on it, like, guy's probably going to be, getting better at hiding it now. But so I guess I'll take Peace for like a pick. But like, yeah. I mean, Meck's a really live dog. Like you said, they're both wrestlers. I mean, the over-under is set at over 2.5, and it's plus 105 for the over, minus 135 for the under. So like the over-under is kind of tricky to pick too. Even my guess is it'll probably go over, but maybe not. But yeah, Pease will be my pick as well. Nothing crazy there. Shout out to JD in the chat. I always enjoy when JD's here, especially on these PFL breakdowns, because he's always very live to like in the chat, always throwing stuff out there, even if he's saying Dakota Ditcheva isn't going to get it done in the first round. But oh my goodness, weather notice. Let's see.
Ooh. Yeah. No, I mean, hey, no. In response to what you said, though, like I said, Meck is training on Marathon MMA, so I'm pretty sure he'll be well equipped himself.
They could both be on the juice.
You know what I mean? So, I
guess, to be fair, if we got a couple of juice heads fighting, this could be a good fight.
Yeah, and you got one that's like a 3-1 dog.
You're almost talking me into it. I don't think PFL ever offers like the point spreads or anything like that, but like, yeah, they don't have much.
The only
Yeah,
problem is you would just be kicking yourself if Meck were to sleep him, because I think that
serious.
a knockout is possible. Just you got two dudes who they're not the best strikers, but they're going to be winging bombs. You know what I mean? So uh,
He's got the
I'd
power
probably
of
just.
Trey Huggins BS on his side.
Would you say?
Jordan says he's got the power of Trey Huggins BS on his side. That's per
Dude,
marathon.
man, Trey
That's
Ogden,
funny. Dude,
the
Ogden's
making
really
me
good at
money.
strategy, so I guess there is that. But I'm tempted by Meck. You know what? I might be screw it. I'm gonna take the underdog. I'm switching my pick. I'm going Meck. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna do
mean,
it
I
right
think he's
now.
definitely alive here, man. I
I got
think it's
talked
gonna
into
be.
it right now. You, the chat, my own thoughts, like dogger pass. Okay, fine. We're taking Meck. I've only got like one other dog, I think, on this whole card, so now I've got two. So there we go. So yeah, we can move on. I'll go ahead and start off this one. We got the welterweights again. We've got Jaleel Willis taking on Anthony Ivy. And when the line opened, Willis was the underdog. He is not the underdog anymore. At least he wasn't last I saw. No, he's still. Oh, he's a bigger favorite. Honestly, I know that Willis is like 1-4 in his last five, but he's fought the way better level of competition than Anthony Ivy, at least recently. I'm gonna take Willis to get this one done, and I don't feel good about it because he's a favorite, but he was the underdog when I originally looked at this. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I'm gonna take Willis, but it's mostly just because I don't think Ivy has fought the level of competition recently that Willis has, and Willis, although he didn't look good against them, I don't think Ivy would either. So I'm trying to compare the levels. Like, what was Willis doing to the guys that are the level that Ivy was fighting, and he was getting the job done pretty easily. So I'm taking Willis, but yeah, it's a dirty one. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is probably going to be the one that we disagree on because there's not a lot of dogs that I like on this card, but I'm actually on the Anthony Ivy side.
I don't blame you.
He at one point was like a 2-1 dog. I got him at plus 163. I think, I mean, I think he should be a slight favorite. I mean, I think he's right now like plus 135 or something like that. I still think there's a little value, but I mean, you make solid points. Like you said, Willis's losses are to top guys for sure. But I think that's just like a testament to, for whatever reason, the promotion, like they're just not behind this guy. They're like, oh yeah, here you go. What they give him? Cedric Dumas, and then after that they're like, or no, other way around. Ced, I said Dumas, Cedric, friggin'
Doombe?
Doumbé, yeah, old toe, fragile toe. And right before that, they gave him freaking Kurmagomedov or whatever.
Dude, he's fought some tough guys.
Yeah. But still, all that's ingrained in me is getting like ran through by Sabah Hamasi. That was tough, man. That was a bad look. And I think Anthony Ivy's on a little bit of a he's got a little bit of a second wind going right now. He's been actually looking all right. I think he could take Willis down. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if he clipped him on the feet. He's got some power. I wouldn't strike with him the whole 15 minutes, but if he mixes in the wrestling, I think he can land some shots in the feet too. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna go Anthony Ivy, but like I said, I can't disagree with anything you said.
Yeah, it's a fight that honestly it's like it's tough to call. And Ivy is 5-0 in his last five, so the dude's been doing something right. And like JD said, that like Willis has been finished in all of those losses. It's not what you want, but it is what it is. But we can move on. Next, we've got Sergio Casio taking on Diedrich Sanders. That's the way you say that, Diedrich Sanders. I'll let you take this one away. We got Sanders and Casio, 155 pounds. Who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, um, this is one where I just feel like Casio, if he could make this fight, like he could look like a 5-1 favorite, like a minute in really easily by mixing in the grappling. It's really just a matter of if you want to trust him. If you're throwing him in parlays, you just got to trust him to grapple. Because on the feed, I think it could be pretty competitive. I still think he probably can edge the striking, but I think it could be pretty competitive. But Dedrick, he's been taken down by worse grapplers. And, I think Casio could, if he takes him down, get to the submission. Saunders also, I don't know. I mean, he just seems kind of one-dimensional, and I don't think he can get back up well. If Casio can get him down, it's probably the end of the round if he doesn't submit him. So I'm going to take Sergio. I'm going to take him probably, man, I'm going to say submission. Rear naked choke.
Yeah, Casio really impressed me in his last fight. Like, the guy looked incredible. He's a big-time underdog. And, I remember breaking that fight down, and I think I picked Romero in that one. But, I remember saying, this is a dicey one. I could definitely see Casio winning. Even in my wildest dream, I didn't expect Casio to look like he did. He looked way better than I expected. So, yeah, I definitely got to agree with Casio. 5-0 in the last 5, so he's doing something right. And like you said, Sanders has been taken down by guys that are lesser fighters than Casio. So I've got to go with Casio as well. It's one of those things where, he's only minus 235 now, I guess. I guess that's where it's been about there for a while. I figured the line would blow up more by this point in the week because of that last performance, but it hasn't. So Casio is actually, maybe not playable straight at that line, but possible parlay piece. I don't know. But yeah, I'll take Casio. And we can move on to the next one. We got a featherweight matchup. Cody Law taking on Zachary Hicks. Now, this one is kind of a setup fight for Cody Law, to be honest. Cody Law is probably going to win this fight. I know he's a gigantic favorite. It's like minus 700 or something. Oh, geez, minus 900. He's minus 900 now. So, Cody Law is probably going to win. Hicks, he's 9-5. He's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. So it's not like he's on a bit of a hot streak, but at the same time, he's not beating anybody that's good. And Cody Law is pretty good. So I got to take Cody Law. I think he's going to be able to get the takedowns. I think on the feet, it'll be kind of competitive, but not that competitive. So I got to go Cody Law for that one. What about you, man?
Yeah, this dude's got a great name. It is spelled wrong, but it is a solid name. So that'll give him an advantage. First off, I got to say, like the video, man. Make sure y'all are subscribed to 138 MMA. Click that subscribe button. Helps out a lot. But yeah, no, I can't add too much. I'm really just filling in some time since we got some time to burn on this matchup because I don't have a whole lot to add. Cody Law, he's not somebody I want to trust as a huge favorite, man. He's blown, that spot a couple times now. Somebody we're going to be talking about later on. And what is it? No, it's not the co-man. Who did he get one of his losses to? Or wait, no, is that actually on the a different card I was looking on? The James Gonzalez fight. Yeah, who's James Gonzalez? Yeah, he's fighting on the LFA card because I'm breaking that. I was breaking that one down a little bit as well. Yeah, kind of a crazy to think about the trajectory of their career. Cody Law was supposed to be this huge prospect, and definitely had you got a serious storm going on out there. But yeah, no, I think Cody Law should be able to get the takedowns relatively easily. On the feet, though, it's going to be dangerous, and I'm not putting Cody in parlays at that number, but he should win. So give me Cody Law. I don't know if he finishes him, man. I don't know if you can trust him to finish. I wouldn't trust any props.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, things are getting wild out this door right here. It just started raining inside, and the door is definitely shut, so that's pretty wild. Not really sure what's going on, but anyway, girlfriend's handling it, so it's gonna be fine. We can move on to the next fight, and you can actually start this one off, especially while I try to figure out why everything's flying around. But it's Alexei Pergandi, I think is how you pronounce it, versus Daniel Bowl. I think is how you say Bowl. I watched a lot of the tape with the volume off, so there is how that works. But Burgundy versus Bull, it's at 145 pounds. One of them is a massive favorite, and I'm sure you can figure out who that is. Minus 1,800. My goodness. But yeah, who do you like in this one and why?
Yeah, I mean, I forgot this was the next fight because speaking of, saving some time, I mean, there's not, this is one of those fights you're gonna get these on PFL. Pagandi should absolutely run through this guy. We've seen Bull knocked out a couple times now. But do you really want to trust 12-1 favorite in your parlays who's got 4 fights and he's 23 years old? I mean, of course not. So I don't blame people who it's kind of a system play. Anytime they see something like this, they just sprinkle the underdog. But, I think in fights, and maybe in the UFC, you can get away with that. But in the PFL, Bellator 1, a lot of times these favorites, they're pretty much as close to like a squash. I mean, I don't want to say rigged, but it's just like it's as close to you can get legally to that as possible. This dude knows his role. He is coming in to lose. So, Pagandi should win. I'm going to say first round knockout.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, this is clearly a setup fight. Pagandi should be. I mean, you look at the odds, and like for a guy that's only 4-0 in his career, you're like, well, that seems a bit ridiculous. But at the same time, it's a fight where like it's a clear setup. The PFL knows what they're doing here. They're trying to build this guy up, and I think that's what's going to happen. And yeah, so I mean, for Pagandi, I think this is a fight where what they're trying to do is just get him exposed to more people watching him, so they can say, oh, I saw that guy beat up somebody. So like the more casual fans can then see this guy look really good in the matchup, and they got something for the high matchup. That's what I think they're doing. So I think you're spot on there. So we'll move on to a more compelling matchup because the rest of the fights on the card are at least compelling. So we have some good ones coming up. So finally, we get past all the like squash matches, sort of. And we've got Title Fortune taking on Sergey Bistdenny. And this is actually a rematch in which Fortune won by disqualification. But the thing is, for me, Bistdenny probably was on his way to winning that fight if he didn't hit him in the back of the head. Not saying it wasn't justified to disqualify him. I mean, the rules are there for a reason. But I think Bistdenny's probably going to win this one. He showed a really good ability to keep the fight on the feet for the most part in their first matchup with a little bit of time that we did get in that. And I do think he's going to be able to do that here. I think on the feet, he's the better fighter. Fortune's live he's a good wrestler, don't get me wrong, so he could start getting takedowns and doing what he needs to do there. But yeah, I've got to go Bistdenny. But what about you, man?
Yeah, I pretty much agree. Fortune could definitely win minutes here, stalling, putting him up against the cage. But I don't really see him like taking him down and finishing him or taking him down and, winning 2 rounds that way. So I got to go Sergey here. I just think he can, keep his back off the cage for the most part and then land the better shots in the feet. I'm not a huge Fortune guy. I've kind of been waiting for spots to fade him. I don't know if I'll get to the betting window for Sergey, but I do think, it's favorite or pass. I wish the line was a little better, but I wouldn't be betting Fortune. Just I don't know. I've never been a big Fortune guy, and I do think, as like you said, he was on his way to losing that fight. So yeah, I'll take Sergey. I don't know if he finishes him, man. I don't know. Fortune is pretty tough, but I don't know. He definitely could clip him and knock him out.
Yeah, minus 170 for the Bistdenny side, at least on Bet Online, which is the book I use most of the time. The over-under is at 1.5, which is interesting, and it's minus 115 either way. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, they are.
I might go over. Because I think over 1.5. I mean, it's a heavyweight fight. Heavyweights just tend to kind of go over. You know what I mean? Except unless your name's Tom Aspinall, but like heavyweights tend to go over. Or like 1.5 anyway. I don't know. The over might be a play. I don't know. Probably not. I'm probably just like looking for stuff to play. But yeah, Bistdenny's probably the side. Okay. The next matchup is essentially my main event, which I'm glad you're starting off because I'll close it up. We got Tyler Santos taking on Liz Carmouche at 125 pounds. I'm guessing we're going to be on opposite sides, but maybe not. What do you got on this one?
Yeah, I mean, you said you guess I'm going to be on the Santos side.
I assume you're on the Santos side.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Santos wins. It does seem like I don't know. I mean, it's hard to trust, and some of the stuff like you see even outside of the cage, it's like I don't know, not somebody I really want to trust. Like a big favorite, she just seems kind of flaky. But you know, the Valentina fight, I honestly thought there's a good argument she won that fight, and I actually had some money on Valentina, and it was a sweat. She was the last leg for a parlay for me for like two parlays, and I won some money on that. But I honestly was not feeling good about it going to the decision. Um, but she did win the Gina Bishop fight. It wasn't the most impressive performance. And Liz is 40, but man, 40 or not, she has been on a hell of a run. And it's tough to count Liz out because people, you would assume she's slowing down, but you know, we haven't really seen it yet. So, she still has that athleticism, that like toughness. So it's not somebody I really want to bet against as like a 3-1 favorite. So I do think it's probably dog or pass. I don't hate anybody taking, anytime it's women's MMA and you're getting 2-1 or better. And then let alone we've seen Talia like drop fights that, I mean, not bad competition, but still, like I said, it just seems like the fight IQ can be a little off sometimes. And Liz, one thing about her, she knows how to win. So, um, yeah, probably dog or pass for me, but I'm gonna stay off of it. What about you?
So I am probably the biggest Liz Carmouche supporter on YouTube. So let's put it that way. Liz Carmouche is my girl. She's winning this fight. She's always come through me for me. The amount of money I've won betting on Liz Carmouche is just through the roof. She's been the anchor to parlays for ages. She's been, she's just comes in clutch every single time. So for me, Liz Carmouche is the pick. I think she gets it done here. I think she's good enough to win this fight anywhere that it takes place. But she could also lose a decision to Santos because Santos is good. She's very skilled. I agree with you about the Shevchenko fight because I had her in some parlays too, and I was really worried she was not going to get the nod there. But at the same time, Liz Carmouche is 1-1 against Valentina Shevchenko, so there is that. I mean, obviously the more recent fight she lost, but she won the original matchup. But yeah, Carmouche hasn't lost since like 2019. The girl knows how to win fights. Even when she's down 2 rounds, there's like a minute left in the fight. The girl gets an armbar in her last fight and wins. I don't remember if there's a minute left, but it was like close to the end of the fight. Girl gets an armbar, wins the fight. She's always in the fight. And I can't vouch. What is her line at right now? It's at plus 273. I'm betting more money is going to come in on Santos, but we're going to keep parlaying her up. Actually, they just moved to plus 275. There you go. I'm definitely waiting, but there's a chance that Friday morning when Carmouche is a massive underdog fight, plus 350 or more, I throw a little bet on it. So Carmouche is my pick. Let's answer JD's question real quick. How did we do on 304? JD, I'll tell you this. I crushed 304. I went 10-4 on my picks, but as far as bets go, my stuff just blinked. But I missed a bet on Parsons. I had 0.67 units on Parsons, and then I missed a bet on the Wood Pineda fight. Doesn't go to decision. I missed that bet. Otherwise, I hit all of the bets, and I had a lot of money exposed on Arnold Allen and a lot of money on Bilal Muhammad. So crushed it 304, JD. So if you were following that, hopefully you made some money as well. How'd it go for you, Cody? Was it good?
Dude, no, honestly, I've been on a streak with my pay-per-views, but nah, not this one. I had Leon in a couple last leg and a couple parlays. I knew Bilal was live, but I got him in those parlays at minus 210. Much better than that minus 260.
But you parlayed with Rose, right?
But hey, clearly Bilal, shout out to Bilal betters. That was, good call. But yeah, so that hurt me. And then I also had Parsons too. That hurt. But hey,
I gotta be honest, I wasn't gonna bet Parsons, but then my boy Pick'em MMA, who is just on fire with those, like he'll send out one pick and he's like, this is the lock, this one's hitting. He put up Parsons and I was like, man, I wasn't that confident in Parsons, but like pick him sharp as heck, man. So I put like not even a unit on it, but this is like the first one he misses, and I'm like, oh come on. But he'll be back at it next. I mean, he'll crush it next week too. But yeah, Parsons was the only like money line I missed. Otherwise, it was just an inside the distance. So too bad.
Yeah, but I got a couple bets on you.
That was good.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, JD mentioned those. I had both of those, Patty and Mackay. I had a bet on Patty. I didn't bet Mackay, but I took it myself.
Nice.
But yeah, I picked Patty. I didn't think he was gonna get it done in like no time at all. Somebody came out with a stat that said that Patty actually finished green faster than Islam did, which is pretty impressive. Because like Islam cut through him like butter, but you know. But yeah, dude, good card. But this PFL card, this one's going to be a good one for us. We can get back on track with this. So we have Oleg Popov taking on Lenton Vassell. And this is another fight where I think a lot of people are on the Vassell side. I am not. I think Popov is the real deal. I think this guy can get takedowns. I think his top pressure is legit. I think he has no quitting him whatsoever, even though he's a big fat heavyweight. Like the dude's got cardio, it seems. Like even if he's tired, he pushes through it. I think Popov's going to be able to get the takedowns when he wants them. I think he's going to be able to control Vassell for as much as he needs to. And I think Vassell's going to be the one that tires out. Vassell is going to be like the taller guy, but he's going to be like the smaller guy as far as like density, I feel, obviously. And I think Popov's going to be able to use that density to put a lot of top pressure through him and just hold him there. He's not super active on top, but he does do enough damage to keep the fight where he needs to. And I think he's just going to ground Vassell and just wear on him and just make it ugly. And I think Popov is very much a decent. He was a parlay piece earlier this week. Oh, he's actually only minus 250. Yeah, I think he's still a parlay piece. I think that's super playable. I think he beats Vassell at a pretty high clip. What about you, Cody?
Yeah, I agree. I think Popov wins. I think he can mix in the takedowns. Vassell's dangerous. He's dynamic, with the striking. He could definitely catch you. But I think Popov, he's going to be too smart for that. He's going to fight, path of least resistance, mix in a couple takedowns. I think he's pretty trustworthy. I don't think the line's too crazy. Yeah, so if you're looking to build some parlays, I think he's one of the guys I'd be leaning towards because I do think he's got Vassell covered. Outside of like meme knockout, I think he should definitely win this. He should be winning every minute of this fight.
So, I totally agree.
Yep.
I mean, it's unlikely that Vassell just like one shot puts him out either. I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's because like Popov's fought some heavy-handed guys before too. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he gets it done. I think he'll clinch him up, mix in a couple takedowns. The striking, I don't think he's like lost on the feet. I think he can, land some shots of his own.
Yeah, absolutely. And a shout out to MB for doing the whole subscribe deal. So we appreciate that. Good job, MB. And if anybody wants to subscribe to Cody's stuff, description of this video. That's where you want to go. You're going to go down there. You're going to find his Instagram, his Twitter, and of course his YouTube. So you're going to want to do that. It's in there. But yeah. So for me, honestly, I think that like he's one of my favorite parlay pieces at that price. But we can. I can't answer that right now. Okay, but we can move on to the next fight. We have Dakota Ditcheva taking on Jenna Bishop, and you can actually go ahead and kick this one off. Let's see what's going on there.
Yeah, I mean, Dakota Ditcheva's a big favorite, and I think it's understandable, man. Honestly, like I was trying to find a way to, is there a path to victory for Bishop here? And obviously, there's a path. It's getting the fight to the ground. I just don't think she'll get it there. If she does get Ditcheva down, especially early, it's going to be definitely dangerous. She could definitely finish her. She got slick jiu-jitsu, good finishing ability there. But I think Dakota probably just keeps it upright, pieces her up. This girl's honestly pretty freaking good, man. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing. I mean, obviously, this is what the PFL wants. They didn't want her to have to fight Liz Carmouche and Talia Santos. So put Talia Santos and Liz Carmouche against each other. And now Dakota gets through Jenna Bishop, which she should. That's a winnable fight. Now she's only got to get through one of the real tough matchups. You know what I mean? that PFL is going to let them eliminate each other because realistically, she's going to be an underdog against Talia Santos or Liz Carmouche, pretty much. Whoever wins that fight is going to be the favorite to win, in my opinion. So I don't know. I guess people are freaking on the Dakota Ditcheva hype train, but I feel like the smart money is going to be on whichever of those girls to like take her down and grapple her. So I don't know. I'll pick Dakota Ditcheva. I think she can keep it upright in this fight, but I think she gets grappled by the winner of the next fight. What
yeah.
about you?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like the line makes me want to take a shot on Bishop because, well, actually not anymore. It did earlier this week. Earlier this week, it was like, let's see, where was she at her highest? Like, seeing like plus 550. I think she might have touched plus 600 for a bit. But now that the line's coming in, I don't know that I do because, I mean, Dakota's looked nothing but fantastic in a couple of fights so far in this season. And I understand it's not nearly the level of competition. Jenna Bishop's legit on the mat. But my goodness, Ditcheva has looked so good. And it's like JD says, like if anybody can out grapple her, it would be Bishop. I do agree, but the problem is Bishop's takedowns aren't as good as somebody like, say Liz Carmouche. But once she gets it to the mat, Bishop is definitely the best at like jujitsu because I mean that woman is fantastic. But yeah, so for me, I think I have to take Dakota. I don't want to parlay her just in case because like if she does get to the mat, we've never really seen her have to grapple with somebody of any high level. Actually, I don't know if we've really seen her grapple at all. Definitely not this season. She's finished everybody right away. And for Jenna Bishop, like, this girl is legit. Like she had moments against Santos. Like she didn't win, but she had moments, right? And so like for me, I think Bishop's a tough test, but I do think Bishop is going to get it done. Let's see. Bishop's takedowns are a bit underrated. Yeah, I mean maybe, but like at the same time, I don't think she's like I'm saying, she's not the level of like Carmouche or something like that. But Bishop she has decent takedowns. She every minute that she's on the feet, she's going to be eating fire because I mean Dakota Ditcheva, that woman she hits like a truck. She has good volume, good forward pressure. Like you wouldn't expect a woman that is that size to hit that hard because she's just dropping people. And like it's not often you see women's flyweights get first round finishes like back to back. So for me, Dakota's probably getting it done. I don't know that she just gets Bishop out of there right away. And I actually don't think so. I think it'll probably be a decision. But I think it's going to be like a damage over control type of thing. I think Bishop's going to get her down at some point toward the end of a round, but I don't think she's going to be able to get her out of there. I think it's going to be after she ate a bunch of shots for the first however long. So for me, it's Dakota. But we got the main event next. And the main event actually has another one of my favorite parlay pieces. We have Dennis Goltsov taking on Tim Johnson. And, actually, hold on. Let's see here. What we got? Yeah, illegal DQ. Okay, I could see that. The Cooperton's onto something here. Those DQs are a possibility. But back to the main event. So Dennis Goltsov taking on Tim Johnson. Honestly, Goltsov is the guy that I think is probably going to win the heavyweight division this year. I worry that actually, you know what? I take that back. Popov could win the heavyweight division. Either of those two guys are winning. And for me, Goltsov is going to be better than Tim Johnson in this one here. I'm gonna say Goltsov is probably pretty safe. I mean, it's heavyweight, so somebody could get knocked out any minute. But Goltsov should just be light years better than Tim Johnson at this point in both of their careers. But what do you think, Cody?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew going into this. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like this kind of piss 138 off because he's gonna be really wanting to put Goltsov in the parlays.
Oh, no.
And no, I do think he wins. I do think he should be the favorite, and I think he probably should be the favorite to win the tournament. I just think, man, scary to be that much of a favorite over somebody like Tim Johnson, who does, don't get me wrong, whoo, that was killing me for like a minute. I was trying to avoid that, but Tim Johnson, one thing he's got is he's still got power in his punches, man, and we've seen Denise clipped. We've seen him hurt before. I wouldn't. And you got to think, he is beating up some of these light heavyweights. Tim Johnson's a big guy. He's 265, dude. And I know he's not like the most athletic, big. He's a little older, but I mean, dude, we see it time and time again at heavyweight when when you count out these 40-year-olds, they pull off one more. So, this one kind of scares me. I feel like Popov's a little safer than Vassell, and the number's half. I actually feel like Popov could be a bigger favorite, honestly. Well, I get it with Tim Johnson's age and not just his actual age, but his freaking MMA age. Like he's taken a lot of damage. I get why, and I do think that people are factoring in this is who they think is the rightful champ and the person who should win the tournament. But I don't know, man. I think you got to be careful with the 5-6-1 at heavyweight when these aren't like this isn't John Jones or Tom Aspinall. This is PFL heavyweights and Tim Johnson. There's one thing that he can do is still knock people out, and I would not be shocked. This is one of those where I would put Denise in a parlay and anchor a bunch, and then Tim would be that one guy. I get 9 picks on the card right, and then Tim knocks him out in the main event. So I don't know. This one gives me the heebie-jeebies, but I get why you're more confident. I do think if you were to tell me who's the best fighter out of the 4, I would pick it. I would pick Denise. But at least who's the best, most dangerous heavyweight in 2024. But I don't know. I could see Popov winning, and then friggin' Tim Johnson just clipping him in the first round and knocking him out.
Dude, so okay. Tim Johnson's last fight might have just gave me less confidence in him, even though he won. Because, the dude just got, so he got, kicked in the groin and, also landed, a knockout shot at the same time. And it was, the most cartoony,
it was ridiculous
thing. I just, you know? Yeah, I don't know. So, for me... but yet, like you said, Tim Johnson still hits hard. He basically landed a knockout shot while getting kicked in the balls. So I guess there is that. Yeah. Okay. Well, so we're both on the Goltsov side, correct? But you're just not so confident.
Yeah, I'm just not as confident, but I do think he wins.
We're a sweet couple. Look at that. How nice.
Oh my God! What the hell?
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh man. Okay. So I guess now it's time we start crafting our parlay. Let's see. Where do we? I feel like Popov's an easy go-to, don't you?
Yeah. No. Popov should be. That's somebody we're both confident in. The number's not terrible, so I like him. I'm put an X for me on Cody Law because that line's crazy and. Renee's not going to give us too much value. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, I agree with you
there. Yeah, X on Gandhi because that line is too ridiculous.
Right, I think he wins at a pretty high rate, but does it what does it do to us? He's what is he? Yeah. Minus 1,800. Yeah, minus 1,800. If we do that with.
Yeah.
Number. So yeah, for me, gosh, who else do we have that we like?
I don't like Ditcheva or Ditcheva.
This one's tricky. This is the trickiest card we've had for a PFL parlay, honestly.
I don't hate. Yeah, I know it really is. I don't hate Casio.
Casio? Yeah, I could do it. I could do Casio. Let's see. What does that put us at? Hold on. Casio is 235. Okay, that gets us to 100. Let's see if we can get a little more value out of it. We're at plus 100 for Popov and Casio.
Are we just making one parlay? I can't remember.
Just one, yeah, just one good one. But we can do over-unders too if we need to. If we think there's an over-under that we like better than.
Let me scan if there's any over-unders that are really sticking out. I mean, we could just say screw it and go big or go home. The two we have, and then add Nicholas Meck.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. What is his odds? It'd be plus 285. Let's see what that gets us to. I don't know if I like that, but dude, that's plus 668.
Damn.
Ooh. Well.
There's not really a fight that goes the distance. Because before I was gonna say we get like 4. We were gonna do how many legs did we do last week or 2 weeks ago when we did this?
I think the last time we did this, we did what, like 4 legs or something like that?
I
Maybe
think it
5.
might have been 5, but they were obviously like
They were
pretty
easy.
chalky, pretty
Yeah.
chalky. What
Like,
was the line that we ended up at? Hold on, I can look.
it was like 3 something, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would hate for this to be the first one we miss.
Yeah, I mean,
let's see. What's the over under in the Pagandi fight? Under 1.5 is minus 210.
on
Do you
which
think
one?
he gets him out of there in the first round?
Which fight?
The Pagandi fight, Mr. 1800.
Ah, my God.
I know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That one's shaky because the dude, like, they both have like so little fights. It's it's
You're right.
tough to have a lot of information on how they're gonna fight long term.
That is a good point.
I mean, we could throw Sergey in there
Yeah, dude, minus 170. I don't mind that. Let's see. What does that get us to?
because we're not feeling the main or the co-main. We're not feeling you
So
like
with Sergey, it's at plus 217.
and that's with Sergio, Sergey, and Popov, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not bad. Plus 217.
I don't hate that. And then if people, if y'all want to get crazy, you want to throw Meck in there, you can. Or really, the way to do it is bet the safer parlay, and then play Meck straight. Honestly,
Right.
I haven't bet Meck yet, but I think I'm gonna. He's 3-1 right now on Bovada. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just play that.
Dude, if we threw Meck in that parlay, it's plus 1120.
Damn. Yeah, I mean that you could put a little sprinkle on that if you want to get crazy.
Ooh. So here's what I'm thinking. Oh, here we go. Haspy speaking my language. Meck Carmouche parlay. That's getting crazy. That's actually like absurd, but I love it. Here's what I'm thinking. What you do is you play the parlay we had originally. So you got Popov, Casio, and Sergey. So say you play that for whatever you want, whether it's a unit, half unit, whatever. And then you take your winnings and you split that in 2 and take half of your winnings and play it on that same parlay with the addition of Meck. Thank me later.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And then you take a little of the winnings of that and you sprinkle in that Anthony Ivy and that Timothy Johnson. No, I'm playing.
No. Can you imagine if all of those, if Meck, Tim Johnson, and Anthony Ivy all hit? That'd be insane.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Haspy says Meck and Carmouche is plus 1281. Jeez. I might actually throw just like the smallest amount on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's very. Oh wow, Meck just went up to
No way.
325.
There we go. Plus 300 on BetOnline even. Dude. Okay, so if we change the odds, so now if we've got Meck in there, we're at plus 1168 on the parlay. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, you can give people the option. It's up to you. We can make the parlay, whatever you call it, the main 3, and then you can have a little sprinkle with the Meck on there if you want. I do think Meck is like he's my favorite dog on the card as far as like the value, like if I was to say my favorite dog as far as likelihood to win, it'd probably be Anthony Ivy. But
okay.
But as far as the number, as far as the big underdogs, the one I think has the best chance to win is probably Meck.
Okay, so here's what I think we do. For the sake of keeping the streak alive, we don't include Meck in our this is the official play. The official play, I'm gonna type it out. It's gonna be Oleg Popov, Sergio Casio, and what am I blanking on? Oh yeah, Sergey Bistdenny. His last name is incredibly hard to spell.
Yeah.
Sergey Bistdenny.
That one's gonna be the real sweat because I know Fortune is gonna win some minutes of that fight, probably. But I think Sergey will win. I think he can keep his back off the cage for too long.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think he's gonna eventually get the knockout. So for me, that's the play. I think we stick with that, and I think we add you can add Meck for for the fun times. Like if you're getting wild and you're a crazy person, you can add Meck in there. You could add maybe one of the other underdogs, but I think that's the official play is Popov's, Casio, and Bistdenny.
Oh yeah,
because that gets it to +2 something. Didn't I say +2? +217. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. There we go.
Yeah. On a 3-legger, I want +200. If it's +200 or better, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So okay, we'll call that the parlay. Looks like a bunch of the chats hyping up what they were hitting on Bilal. That's amazing. There we go. We got a bunch of stuff here. That's amazing. Hopefully that works out well. Wait. Oh, Corey. Who am I blanking on? Who's Corey?
Dial down Corey, huh?
Who's Corey?
Corey Sandhagen.
Oh, duh. I'm still thinking PFL, and I'm like, who the fuck's Corey? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Corey Sandhagen. Ooh, that's a tough one. But I mean, you're already up,
You're gonna be watching the. I know you'll be watching UFC, but are you gonna be watching LFA or Fury?
I will see if I can catch him. We'll see. I do want to see that LFA main event for sure because that one's what I'm interested in. I'd like to see it. Can't say for sure, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fights this weekend. So for me, I gotta see the UFC and I gotta see the PFL because I got a lot of bets on them. I don't have any bets on any of the others right now. I'm not saying I won't, but could. Are you doing videos on any of them?
Yeah. I did my UFC video. I got another one coming, and then I dropped a PFL, a little short video just talking about my bets for PFL, LFA, and then Fury.
Nice. Everything Hoops is saying Contender Series is going to be a moneymaker. You believe that for sure because your boy's going to be breaking those down. I've already got my first week already done, recorded. Currently, channel members can see those. I don't have them public yet because nobody really watches them early. So I'll drop those right before. But yeah, the Contender Series is going to be solid this year. And it's nice because that the lines don't come out until pretty close before the fight. So that I'm not looking at the lines and just picking favorites. I'm picking based on who I think is going to win. So that's always nice. Are we doing a live stream for UFC? Not this week. Nothing for UFC as far as a live stream for me anyway. I don't know. Coty, do you have anything for UFC coming up, like a live stream?
A bunch of content on YouTube, but I don't think I'll be live for it.
There you go. Yeah, same. I'll be live. The next time I'll be live for a UFC breakdown will be when the 305 for my channel because me and the Couch Warrior switch off. He does the even numbers, I do the odd numbers. So we live for that. With that, we're rambling at this point. We can go ahead and wrap up. Coty, tell everybody where they can find you. Tell everybody where they can, where they can get all your stuff, and we'll close her out.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me again. It's Coty Dankh on YouTube and everything. Except Twitter, it's Coty Jitsu or X, whatever. But Coty Dankh on YouTube. I do the breakdowns for all the cards. Yeah, check me out over there. Talking MMA every week, whether it's UFC or any of these smaller promotions. So always having a good time with it. Appreciate you having me. I'm trying to get 138. We've been talking about I'm doing a little new show coming up. So I'm trying to have 138 as one of the first guests on there. or slash little contestants, I should say. But yeah, that should be fun. So that'll be a good time. Other than that, man, yeah, no, I looking forward to this card. It should be a fun one.
Yeah, definitely. Look at that. He trolls me because he's been around forever. That's true. So you know what? I like a little trolling. It's kind of fun. I like when people get some trolling going. As long as you're not getting weird and like where it's gonna get me kicked off YouTube because of the stuff you say. So other than that, we're good to go. But yeah, guys, make sure you check out Coty's stuff. Like I said, this guy's got some stuff coming out for like LFA and stuff like that. That's sick. So, but yeah, with that, we will catch you all down the road. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully that parlay cashes and we keep the streak alive. I will be back next week for PFL 8 with a new guest. Don't know who we're gonna have yet. Got a couple of different ones that we're figuring out the order. So see you guys next week or over on the main channel video. Peace.